All the songs I write are honest about myself.
How is it to have to conquer like a whole new continent when America's already on your side? Because you have to start anew here.
It's okay.
Yeah?
You know, I don't mind. I just like going to different places and I'm getting paid to travel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the best job ever.
But that second album, that's already for you perhaps far behind you.
Well, but they're all the songs I write are honest about myself. So it's sort of like rereading your diary from a couple years ago and seeing how far you've grown. So sometimes when you get to do that, you get a little more perspective on yourself. So it's actually kind of helpful.
And how far have you grown? Have you already put some things in perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've grown quite a bit.
In what sense?
Well, this record, Simple Times, is so much about this one girl that I dated. And like falling in love with her, then the breakup, and it's sort of a story of our relationship, in a sense, with the exception of one or two songs. And, you know, it's interesting because when we split up, I went through about a year of depression. You know, it was the first time I ever had my heart broken. So now I look back on it, it's been a couple years since we've been together, and it's amazing. You know, they say that cliche, time heals all wounds, and when you split up with someone and you're that devastated, you just don't believe it. You're like, there's no way, I'll never get over this, and now I'm totally over it. And when I sing these songs, they have a whole new meaning for me. You know, and it's cool. It's liberating.
And the third album that's not about that anymore. That's a closed chapter.
No,
So
yeah.
What is it about? Is there a main theme running through the album?
I don't know. I don't think there's a main theme. I think it's just more. If there is one, it's just about being on the road, my life on the road. More figuring myself out just as myself, not as part of someone else. You know, more individualistic record.
And Simple Times, it's coming out now here in the UK and all around. Why hasn't it come out before? Because the first album was already a great success in America.
You know what? It's one of the things I've tried to think about, and people ask me all the time, and you'd have to ask the record companies. I mean, I'm not the one that puts them out, you know?
Well, we all know where it started with the song Winter, which got all the things rolling. I saw you on this English TV show with these four women. So that was like a month ago, I think. And you were talking about that song, I believe, as being a cathartic song. What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, it's like therapy, you know? That's what my songs are for me. It's almost like I need to write them to get them out, because I have a tough time talking to people about my feelings. So I used to paint instead of doing that. And then I found I wasn't able to really express myself as honestly as I wanted to with making paintings. And this was just something that the first time I wrote that song, Winter, I felt like I had expressed myself better in that 3-minute song than I had in any painting I had ever done or any screenplay I had ever written. Or it was, again, so liberating that I got the bug, and I just said, this is what I want to do. I finally found the medium in which to fully express myself as honestly as I can.
But you hadn't written songs before?
No.
Winter? Not one of them?
No.
Okay. And you learned guitar by yourself also?
Yeah, I learned guitar about a year before I wrote that song. That was my first instrument. So that was about 6 years ago I picked up the guitar.
And
I just played and played and played and played all the time.